After filming episode 6 of how I took a Chinese diesel heater and made it portable, I was wondering what happens if my main Toyotomi laser kerosene heater decides to die in the middle of the winter. Could I possibly use the Chinese heater as a temporary heat source until I got the laser fixed? Although the laser has been in service for about 15 years and I haven't really had too much of a problem, other than that when I got plugged up with bees that one time and I had to build the guards on the outside. There's a video on that. But anyway, here's the window that I was thinking of using. So what I've got to do is I've got to get the printer out of the way and make some kind of an adapter to fit the window, and we'll see how that goes. So the first step is going to be getting that printer out of the way. So what I intend to do is just slide it around just to get some clearance, and that'll probably be good enough. Okay, second step is finding something that the heater is going to set on so that I can poke the exhaust out the window. So I've got this little portable table that luckily it's just about the same height as the windowsill, and I'll be able to set the heater on that with little trouble. Next step is going to be to raise the window, get the screen out of the way, and then, boy, what a noise, and close that back down, and then I've got to make an adapter that's going to fit in that window. So here's the adapter that I came up with. I took the cover to one of those 4-inch boxes that I use for the outbuildings with the portable heater, and I cut my 1 1/8 hole in it like you saw in episode 6. Then I took some, as you can see, it's 1/2 inch Celotex, and I slotted it, put the cover in so that the whole thing would slide back and forth. Then I put it in the window, and I went ahead and slid it out until such time as it met the interface with the end of the window so that the whole thing was covered. Then I carefully lifted it out and put tape on it. And then, as you can see, I just put a little label on it, and that will set in the window. And I'll show you in just a second here how I did that. So, got to raise that window again. Put the adapter in place like that, and then, oh sure, worked off camera, close that down. There's the adapter in place. So now all I have to do is take my heater, and you've seen this before in chapter 6. So all I have to do is align it and get the exhaust out the window like that. Now I have to install the air vent on the end. So I decided I'm not going to use the metal one because that only does 90 degrees, and because if you've seen the farmhouse videos, this window by the printer is over in the corner, so I've got to get something that bends it around. So I'm going to take the original air vent that came with the heater that I didn't use, and I'm going to install it like that and angle it slightly up in the air. And what that does is, when it is being run, it drives the air up towards the ceiling fan, where the ceiling fan distributes the air around the room, just like when the Toyo laser heater is running. So the final step would be to take the power line, crawl under, and plug it in. And as you can see, the light came on the controller. So with everything all set up, it should start right up and run. Now while that's warming up, I did an extended test for several hours, and it holds the living room in the mid-60s with an outside temperature of around 20 degrees with a slight wind. I did temperature checks like I did out in the building that I set up the heater initially that you saw in Chapter 6, and that metal plate that the exhaust is going out now, even though it's not a box, it does not get warm, and it's mostly either room temperature or below. There's no spot on it that gets warm. So I'm thinking this is going to be a good solution to, if there's the pump, just started, if I lose the laser heater, in the unlikely event that I lose it, I will have something that will kind of keep the house fair. The laser heater is a 20 to 40,000 BTU. This heater is 18,000 or 17,000, I think it is. So therefore, it's not going to be as efficient. I've got to depend on the unit in the far end of the house, the 15,000 BTU, to help. However, I believe that this is a viable solution now that this heater is portable. So as you can hear, she is starting up and getting going. So there you go, guys. This is how you can take a Chinese diesel heater and not only make it portable for outbuildings, but in an emergency, you can use it to heat your house.